Well, hi there, I'm Trent and this is Dee.
Hi.
We thought we'd record this video just mainly because we hadn't seen anybody else describe what we're trying to do, which is to go west to east, going from Douglas Rock Hut up to Fitzgerald Pass in winter. So we haven't recorded anything up to this point because getting up to Douglas Rock Hut's pretty obvious. But we thought we'd just show you what we're doing, and maybe that's useful to someone like us who couldn't find any information. One thing we should say, we're not that experienced when it comes to mountaineering. We've done a little bit. We've climbed Mount Cook and Aspiring. Both of those were guided though, and we've done a little bits and pieces around the North Island, Little Pehu a couple of times, Taranaki. So we tend to do stuff where we aren't roped together, and we have got obviously some experience, but don't take this as advice. I guess we're going to mooch up to the Alpine Basin and hopefully we can get up to the pass, but we're aware that there's a few risks there, avalanche, although weather, we've been really lucky last, from what I understand, week or so, there's been no rain, no snow. And the avalanche advisory for the west side looks pretty good. So, for the east side, they don't give a lot of detail on the west. But anyway, obviously we're going to be keeping an eye out for avalanche debris and whatnot. And then, the only other thing that is in my head is around whether or not, because of the good weather, it's been melting and freezing, and the approach is bulletproof and crampons won't go in, but we'll see. We'll take you for a bit of a journey, and hopefully it's useful.
And it may depend which pass, Copland Pass or Fitzgerald Pass, depending on which is actually accessible.
Yeah. Anything else to add? All right, see you bright and early tomorrow. We're expecting to leave here at about 7. We're not doing an alpine start, don't think we really need to. Plus we want to be able to see the path. From what we're reading in the hut book, it's a little bit overgrown. So sunrise about 8, but we'll leave here about 7.
Is that your sign off now?
I don't know.
Here's Dee with his breakfast of champions, classic tramping porridge. Looking forward to the day, Dee. With his mouth full. Hey, so I was thinking last night, at any point did you think Douglas Rock Hut meant Douglas Rock Hut?
Like made of rocks?
Like a cave?
Not at any point, no.
Okay.
But it would be cooler.
Yeah, I also thought Douglas Rock would be a good name for an author, like a Tom Clancy.
Other than Douglas Rick, who's the real estate agent.
Right. Or D-Rock, the rapper. Or Dougie Rock, the porn star.
Are you just inventing people?
No.
I've heard of Kid Rock. I'm not familiar with his works.
I am definitely going to try and play Bar with the Bar at some point on this trip. It's one of the classics. My friend went to a concert of his once. She won it. She lives in Australia. Went to LA, and the theme of the concert was a trailer park.
Nice.
Anyway, we should eat this porridge and get going. See you soon.
So up that way.
Well, we've been going for about an hour bashing through that undergrowth. Hasn't been too bad. We got lost once for about 10 minutes trying to find the path, so we built a cairn for the next people. We may hit it again by the look of what's coming up, but yeah, making good progress. Yeah, the other thing is that there is a radio in the hut which will give you the weather at 4 o'clock. So we are obviously walking on a cloudy day, which they told us yesterday. High of 2 degrees, moderate winds. We'll see what it's like up the top. Ironically, now that we can much more see a path much easier, that's not very good English, this is where we're seeing all the markers. But before, I guess once upon a time, there was such a clear-cut path, all that overgrown stuff that first hour. I guess stock didn't feel the need to put markers on, so that was where we ran into trouble. But now that we don't need markers, there are markers galore. Well, that's our first little bit of challenge. That zigzags up there somewhere, and then I think the pass is not quite in view up around the corner, but we have to make it up that rocky bit. We're going to do some sort of wiggle up there. Cool, very cool. I mean, that is a lovely alpine basin. There's our little spot where we wiggle up. Five times zoom it, let's see. You can sort of see that we have a bit of a pathway there. But yeah, best to zoom out when you're taking in an alpine basin. What do you think, Dee?
It's one of the best basins I've seen.
Would you rather have a wash basin in your house or an alpine basin?
I'd rather wash in an alpine basin.
Good answer. That's deep.
What altitude are we at?
Well, Dee, we're at about 1100, so about 1 kilometre up to go.
Mediocre.
Exactly. So mediocre, of course, being the Latin word meaning halfway.
You're so learned.
Well, we're about 3.5, checking the watch, 3.5 hours in, and we've pretty much come to the point where it's time to gear up, get some crampons on, and tackle the last little bit to the pass. But look at this. This is why we're here. Nearly there. So it appears we have not come the simplest way to the pass. We've just climbed up this rock buttress expecting that this was the pass, and it is not the pass. So yeah, a little mistaken navigation, and I guess we would have had to come up somehow, but that is some deep snow there, steep and deep snow, which means that it's taken us a lot longer than we thought. Never mind, we're in good spirits. Have lunch soon, hopefully find a pass. Well, we didn't do it by the conventional way, but there you go, there's the Hooker Glacier. We're at the pass. If I zoom in, let me see if I can see our little friend, the Copland Shelter. And there's Old Rocky Mountain Cook. And yeah, it's pretty magnificent, as you can see. And then over this way, we've got the West Coast and Mate Day. We're about ready for lunch after taking nearly 7 hours to get here. That's what you get for doing it in the winter, D. Just deep, deep snow. This time we decided to take a smarter route down, which is a more direct route. Tell you what, it's a lot easier. Partly because it's going down, partly because we're not finding so much soft snow. Although going down on soft snow is fine. Yeah, I think it's going to be much quicker going back. Making good progress.
Just walk good.
Well, it took us about an hour and a half to get down from the saddle, and we've sort of just been mucking around here for a bit, filling up water bottles. Dee's still got his gear on, ready for snow. I don't know why. We're about to go into non-snow.
Okay, alright. Ta-da!
Ta-da, that's what he looks like underneath those goggles. I've already taken my crampons off. Refilled my water bottle, and probably, I don't know, 3 hours back. So it's going to be like a 12-hour day. But I mean, what an adventure. Look at that.
3 hours, sure.
You don't think it'll be 3 hours?
No.
Okay, you heard it here first. Dee thinks it's going to be
Less than 2 hours.
less than 2 hours. We've just had 2 ibuprofen, so maybe. Well, here we are back at Douglas Rock Hut, enjoying a warm fire. We just had some Aunt Betty's puddings, which were well deserved. Thank you, Dee.
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel. It was a big day. It was bigger than we thought. So we thought, 7 to 10? That's what I thought. That's what I'd read. It was 11 hours and 40 by the time we got up there and back. And we're sort of blaming it on a slightly overgrown path. That was pretty slow going for a while there. We lost the path, 2 or 3 times. And then fairly deep snow. So, knee height?
Yeah, at times it was stable snow,
It was.
but it was slow going uphill.
Yes, and we probably didn't take the most efficient route. Anyway,
fabulous day. Very pleased to have done it, and nice to be able to share the experience with you. Of course, you know, this isn't advice. You should do your own thing. Make sure that you're well experienced for this kind of thing. We just wanted to, I don't know, to share our experience, mainly because we looked for this kind of stuff out there and there wasn't anything. Any tips or tricks, D? Any particular gear that you were very pleased to have on you or wish you'd bought?
I think the standard ice axe crampons helmet was pretty good.
Yep.
But if you were going to go over the pass, you would need a rope.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah.
You'd need to abseil down at least some of it.
Yeah, no, that's beyond my abilities / fear levels. I think we did well with wearing gaiters on the way up through the bush. That was smart. We were so lucky with everything, really. The weather, none of the risks that we thought about came to pass. There was no avalanche danger at all that we could see. I think I drank 2 litres of water. I wish I had more, but found a mountain stream at the end. That was my saviour. Started to cramp up at the end because we were on the go for so long.
I'd say the best advice is to go when it's perfect weather.
Yeah.
And the snow conditions are really good.
Perfect.
And, no wind.
No wind.
That really helped.
That was really good. Maybe this is what it's like on the West Coast all the time.
Yeah, it's this classic West Coast winter.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe below, like. Maybe this will be a thing though. Maybe this is like the first of...
Yeah, you could do another one.
If I did, I would definitely bring Kid Rock, Bar with the Bar.
As your outro.
A sort of, well, maybe I could do it as an outro, but I'd bring it along on the expedition, downloaded to annoy you.
I might get really into it.
Well, you could do. He's an excellent songwriter, singer. He's got at least 3 good songs, I think.
Yeah, I mean, some only have one.
Yep. Africa, Toto.
I think they got 2, don't they?
What's their other one?
What's Toto's other song? So that's the issue with our internet coverage, is that these questions go unanswered. We need to note them down. Write a list.
This would be a good quiz question.
What's Toto's other song?
Yeah.
They definitely have another song. And you know it. You'll know it.
Really? Okay. It's like Vanilla Ice actually has 2 songs. I've forgotten what the other one is, but yeah, you would have maybe heard it.
Yeah. I mean, you may have bought some baggy pants to dance to at some point.
No, look, wasn't that MC Hammer?
They both had baggy pants.
Look, MC Hammer is dated. I don't know that you could listen to that music now and not go, this is really cheesy, whereas there's other music that doesn't date.
Well, I think Vanilla Ice is kind of, it's corny, and it was corny to begin with, so it doesn't date in that sense. Because it was already silly.
Well, you could Too Legit to Quit. MC Hammer's pretty corny. Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him. Pray. We got to pray just to make it today. I think we're off topic at this point. B-roll, baby.
It might be the smoke. Maybe it's the carbon monoxide.
Hang on, no. Explain to the viewers. They're going to think a different type of smoke. We are not talking about that type of smoke. Although there was mention of it in the Doc Hutt book about people going back to the Sierra room at Welcome Flat to smoke marijuana.
I mean, that's why they pay extra.
I don't know what Doc's view on that would be. Probably don't know. I don't know.
You're not allowed candles in the rooms, so it might break the no smoking.
Yeah, actually, it would break the no smoking.
Yeah,
There's a very clear no smoking sign just over there. I'm not suggesting they were smoking marijuana in this hut.
Well, there's no fire extinguisher.
There's not even a blanket.
No, there's a pot.
We would.
Maybe that's what that pot of water is for.
We'd be in some trouble. We'd have to gather in the evacuation area, wherever that is, outside, I guess.
Yeah.
In our undies, and what? Walk back.
Well, this is raise the alarm.
Sorry, everyone. We burnt down. Oh, wouldn't you feel awful if you were the one to burn down
a lot of people have done it, right? A lot of huts have burnt down. So there's a long list of people that have burnt down huts.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder if they're blacklisted by DOC, like never allowed back. Yeah. Yeah, that Lake Dive hut, that's supposed to have been a good one. Yeah, they reckon at Welcome Flat, dear viewer, that there have been 5 fires in the last 12 months, which I assume were quickly snuffed out. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a Welcome Flat hut.
Well, they have a lot of fire extinguishers.
Well, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a thing. Every time you have a fire, you get another extinguisher. Well, I think that you might have ran it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodbye.
I don't know if people will watch this. Like, at what point will they stop watching?
What a good thing is all that banter is.